Alright, welcome back, my fellow diggers for gold. We are making a correction video. It hit me like a ton of bricks last night after I had gone to bed and had made that second video where I was talking about how to use the wavetable. And I just all of a sudden knew we're not doing this right. The wavetable is meant for pay dirt, not just straight dirt out of the ground. So let's look at this again. We're going to go through one full cycle so you can see kind of what the results are. Let's start the water pumping. Let's go stand in our hole that we become more and more familiar with over here. And let's get some pay dirt. I don't know. We'll see if I have the patience to go to 100%. I probably will try to do that. But the reward at the end is you'll see the wavetable work. And just remember, for a bucket of dirt yesterday, we were getting 0.04 ounces of gold. So next to nothing. Clearly, that is not the way the wavetable is supposed to work. I saw my first big nugget over 2 ounces today, which was kind of exciting. Don't know how big they get, but that was the first one I had ever had over 2. So now I'm seeing it all come together. We're still, of course, still using the hog pan pump. And so we're still getting these surprise nuggets because we have that feature turned on. We have not gone in and turned it off. And the thing that the wavetable is addressing is not sorting normal dirt. It's not like doing the whole process for you. What it's doing is saving you time of manually panning. Which makes sense. I mean, let's be honest, the wavetable is not that expensive. And I think if it took care of the whole process for you in some sort of efficient manner, that would maybe feel a little unbalanced in the other direction. But I did a sample. I got the mats up to about 30% full, and ran that pay dirt before I made this video just to make sure I wasn't crazy in the way I was thinking about it. And it seemed to work much better because instead of 0.04 ounces from one tub, we actually got 0.7 ounces. So I'm going to be curious to see if if I have the patience of actually really getting a lot of gold into these mats. If that goes up, I know there's going to be some RNG involved in this process, but you would expect it to be, I don't know, around 2 ounces of gold. Which, if that's the case, that's amazing. I mean, that's a really reliable way here early in the early game to build up your ounces pretty well. By the way, look how we're making progress on this hole. And obviously there's still a lot of dirt left that we can dig out, and it's going to get more and more annoying traveling back and forth. Does anybody know, and I'm surprised I haven't tried this yet, but like if you put dirt in the... Yes, you can dump it this way. Okay. So that's actually how we'll do it when we're up here. And that will slow us down a little bit. You know, it makes me so nervous seeing how these buckets work, I just have this feeling that you're losing a lot of pay dirt. Sorry, a lot of dirt with just how the bucket works. So that's putting, instead of 1 scoop of dirt, that's putting about 4 scoops of dirt in at one time. So not too much slower. It's gonna, might slow us down a little bit, but so I guess I want to have the shovel as much as possible in the dirt, so that if it is falling out the side like it looks like it is, the dirt is still staying right there, so that we're getting it again later. Alright, so let's look at this. These are 46% saturated. Pour the dirt in. Let's see what it goes up to from 1 bucket of dirt. Looks like 49. And I've noticed that it does seem like when you're shoveling dirt straight into it, it seems like you're getting almost 1 full percentage on each shovel, or thereabouts. So since a bucket is, you know, somewhere between 3 and 4 shovelfuls based on how much dirt goes out the side of it, I guess that kind of makes sense. And we can keep digging down here. I was just more curious of what we were going to do once we weren't... Because obviously at some point it's just not going to be efficient to go back and forth with 1 shovel. I think once we get, you know, a little further away from the hog pan, we'll want to change that up a little bit. Alright, we're over halfway there. Thanks for being patient. I wasn't planning on making another video with this exact same setup, but once I realized the mistake I had made, and I actually think it's going to be worth the time to actually do a highlight video for each one of the pieces of equipment. And so I may do that. You may, if you're subscribed to my channel or you're watching it, I may do like a short, hopefully 5 or less minute video on each piece of equipment, even the basic stuff. Because you never know, somebody could start playing that hasn't done any research or looking into it, and there's enough quirkiness about this game that there could be questions even on some of the basic stuff. Like, you know, just look at the confusion I had on the wavetable. I think next time we go to town, we will, obviously we'll take our, at least our 1 gas can that we have somewhat emptied, because it's getting close, and probably will be empty after we refill the water pump and the generator. And I may go ahead and get a couple more gas cans. I mean, I think as we get this system going and start growing our system, we're going to start burning through that gas. It makes sense that you eventually want to have, you know, your own, not source of gas. I don't think you can actually install a gas pump at your, but you can bring on the trailers that hold large amounts of gasoline, so you don't have to go back to town as much just for the purpose of getting diesel or whatever. So we're up to plus 80%. Trying to see if, yeah, so there may still be dirt here, even though it's not really visible. Which is interesting. The other interesting thing is I think we've had a lot less gold nuggets today. We had some in the beginning, it seemed like. I'm assuming that once we don't have dirt to dig, yeah, it's not going to let us. There really is a good bit of invisible dirt here. There we go. We finally emptied that one spot of invisible dirt. And we're getting close to 100% here, which is quite exciting. The whole reason why I was not remaking, because I'm not going to take the other video down, but the whole reason why I was wanting to make another sort of full video this quickly was to actually demonstrate what I think is more proper use of the wavetable. And I'll be honest, I think the wavetable is probably not something that everyone would get as early as I did. Because if you think about it, some of those next level systems that you're going to put into place might have a little bit more efficient way to make pay dirt, and might justify a little bit better using the wavetable. But I think it's cool using it now. Let's turn this off. Oops. What are we down to? 61% gas? Okay. Let's turn this off while we're getting... Where's my second bucket? Here it is. While we are getting the pay dirt ready, I want to be a little bit careful with this bucket. So now we're going to get our mats. This is how we're going to make the pay dirt, right? We're going to knock all of those rocks from these mats, which will include both rocks and gold. And we're going to get this one bucket nice and dirty, full of as much of that as we can. Now again, this was with 100% basically full mats, right? And now let's carefully take this dirt over here. And once the table is ready, we'll see what we got. Proper use of the wavetable, at least I think. Here we go. Now it'll tell us how much we get, but I'm going to kind of watch it. Oh my goodness, it's going up so much faster now. Yeah, so this is the right way to use the wavetable. It's almost finished. We'll see if I was right about that, around 2 ounces. 2.3 ounces from one running of the wavetable. That's great. So then your only sort of question is, how many, how many buckets of pay dirt can you make in one, day out on the mine? It's pretty impressive how much we have dug here. And I guess we'll just end up just keep grinding away. We've got 8 ounces of gold, and $21,000. I think it's $20,000 to increase the license to allow a piece of equipment out here. And then it's also another good chunk to get the small excavator and the mobile wash plant, which that's probably what I'm going to start working on next. Although I think we probably set that up here and start working on. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious. Do people actually I mean, first of all, can you get the excavator into this area? It looks like maybe not. Right? It looks like there's going to be stuff that's blocking it. Unless you could use something to lift it. Is this more meant for digging with the shovel, though? Probably. This is probably your shovel action. So anyway, as we can afford the new equipment, I guess we'll set it up over in the bigger area. And we'll give that a try. But anyway, I wanted to show what I think is much more appropriate use of the wavetable. And like I said, I don't know a lot about this game, so we'll be learning together. But as always, thanks for watching. I think the next videos you'll see will hopefully be the really short ones, just kind of demonstrating how to use even some of these basic products. And then when I can afford the bigger gear, hopefully I'll be able to get that out here as well. But as always, thanks for watching.